My favorite place to where I served was Orem. I liked serving in Orem. And I liked the other two places. Love them. Like, I love Provo. Back in Provo, so love Provo. Love Springville. Love Orem. What I kind of noticed about Provo is, Provo is a large portion of it is, that BYU, which is great. So, cool places is, you've got the two temples, of course. You've got the Provo Library. You've got interesting place. You've got Provo kind of has a lot more, recreational things that as a missionary you might not be able to go to. But like they have bunches of cool restaurants. My favorite restaurant is down on Center Street, and no, it's on Center Street, and it's run by it was run by one of my landlords. It's called Brasa's Mexican Grill. They actually have two locations now. One as you're leaving towards Orem, and then one that's just a little bit over by the city center temple. It's a fantastic place. They give homemade Mexican food, just authentic Mexican food, and it's great. I think I served in a lot of the residential area, so I don't I'm not super familiar with the other places. But a lot of the shopping stuff is up in Orem. Like we were constantly leaving Provo to go up to Orem to do our shopping, because there just there was the very basic shopping stuff here in Provo, but there was lots. Provo has lots of good restaurants. Like Brasa's is really good. Both Brasa's. There's the Mexican Brasa's and then there's the Brazilian Brasa's. They have Tucanos. Tucanos is great. Our mission president took us all to Tucanos at the end of our mission, so we love Tucanos. Then other cool things about Provo is that they have a place called Rocky Mountain Burger, which is on 500 West, which is really good. We went there every week. Orem has lots of, Provo follows the grid system almost pretty exactly. Orem doesn't quite do that. You'll have lots of random side streets that are curvy, and you're just like, wait, this isn't exactly the grid system. And so Orem is a little bit more haphazard in its layout. It tries to follow the grid system. For the most part, it does okay. But there, every once in a while, you find this like curvy S street. And you're like, how does this follow the grid system at all? And but it has lots of shopping places. So like it has University Mall. It has the Walmart that most of us went to. And it has a lot, clothing stores. It has, it has the CTR clothing and Missionary Mall where you can go buy your missionary clothes. We liked Burlington's. Those are all on University Parkway. We liked Burlington's and going shopping for ties there. Springville was pretty cool because Springville is a smaller town. Springville, is mostly residential. But it's known as the city of the arts. So it has an art museum, and that's pretty cool to check out. Springville has lots of cool hiking up in the mountains. We did that a few times. We actually went into a cave. That was an interesting experience. We went with a member, and we went up there, and he said, "Okay, hold on, elders." And all of a sudden he pulls a pistol out of his backpack and goes into the cave. And we're like, "Whoa, why do you have a gun?" And he was like, there might have been a cougar in here. We just wanted to make sure you're safe. But lots of cool hiking up there. My favorite apartment was actually in Springville. Living with the Smiths down in Springville. We lived. You had to go up this giant hill to get there. It was like seriously like walking straight up into the air. They had a really cool cool place there. They have Taco Tuesday in Springville. So there's this taco place. It's right next to Daylight Donuts and Domino's. I do not remember the place. But they have Taco Tuesday. So every Tuesday you can go there and get tacos. As many times you get tacos for $1. So you can get like 5 tacos for $5, which is great. We did that every Tuesday. Springville has lots of parks. You can go, just relax at on a P day. They have the Springville Library in the center of town. Most of the the layouts of most cities in Utah they have in the center of town, they have a religious building. That's why like the Provo City Center, which used to be the Tabernacle, is in the center of town. That's why it's at exactly Center Street and Main Street. I think that's what, yeah. And so it's, it's 0, 0, 0 on the coordinates, and so you go, and that's how it is. But in the center of Springville, they have their library, which is a little bit different, than the other places, because it's even even out in Vernal, they still Davis at the center was, a religious building, and I think that's actually where their temple is, and so this library being in the center was different than most of the Utah places, and pretty cool to check out. Just go, and that's where sometimes we do our emails. Those are just the cool things about those cities. They're pretty awesome places. I would choose Orem, and the reason I would choose Orem is because Springville is a place where there's a lot of it's upper end, a lot of the place, and so just starting out as a family, you probably kind of be hard to live there. Maybe when you're more well established, you could be easier. But I would choose Orem because there's tons of family. There's lots of other families there. In Provo, there's tons of apartments, but a lot of those apartments are students, and so you don't have, at least personally, I feel like we would run into students all the time, and so there's students everywhere, and it's kind of let's support BYU, and there are family wards and family things which are really good, but I would rather I loved Orem. There's and that's where all the shopping is in Orem. So if you need to get stuff, that's where you'll probably end up in Orem anyway. And so, yeah, I'd pick Orem.